When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday. Friday. We finally made it to Friday. How is everybody? I can bring up YouTube here. There we go. Hey, everybody. Good morning, Brent, Lynn, Brandon, Carmen. I probably missed somebody. Cindiana, how are you? USA. Hey, Noel. Good to see you. Oh my gosh, it's Friday. Nothing's happening, of course. There's nothing in the news. What are we going to talk about? Only 5 million things. Hey, Alan. Hey, Lori. Hey, Dixie Doodles. Good morning. All right, hey, Sherry. Good morning. Let me just read really quickly. Last round of interviews next Tuesday with Dream Job. May have to move to Charlotte. Hey, Brandon, that might be a good thing. A new start. Wish you the best on that. Okay, let me read really quickly part of 2 Timothy. Hey, Harold. And then we'll get started. And out of them all the Lord deliver me. Yes, and all who desire to live godly in Jesus Christ will suffer persecution. But evil men and impostors will grow worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. But you must continue in the things which you have learned and been assured of, knowing from whom you have learned them, and that from childhood you have known the holy scriptures, which are able to make you wise for salvation through faith which is in Christ Jesus. Amen. Hey, Matthew, good morning. I'm wearing a USA t-shirt too. Yay, Dixie Doodles. Cool. Hey, Ann, good to see you. Hope everything is okay in London. Not so good in Germany. So fitting in today's... I know, Brandon. Last night, God lately has been showing me 2 Timothy 3. And it's been just over and over and over. And so that's why I've been kind of trying to read 2 Timothy, because it's something where I just really feel that we're there in those times, and we should be looking at 2 Timothy. I would just say to all of you, if you haven't read 2 Timothy, start at the very beginning. It's basically pretty short. Start at 2 Timothy 1 and just keep going until you've read it all. It's very good. Good morning, Robin. Good to see you. Hey, Molly. Should we start? Where should we start? Do you want me to start with the Gracie update? Do you want me to start with the news? Where would you like for me to start? Hey, Jules. Marianne, good to see you. Gracie update day. Okay, I'll start with the Gracie update. Hey, Wayne. Miss Andrew. All right, Gracie it is. Breathe in, breathe out. I'm in a very, what's that mood? Sarcastic kind of mood today. So you'll have to forgive me. I'm just in one of those moods. Hey, Barbara. Prayers for the folks in Branson, Missouri. Sad day yesterday. Absolutely, Harold. Absolutely. Have a cup of coffee. I can't drink coffee. Can't drink caffeine at all. Hey, Julia. Good to see you. I have a herniated disc. Oh my gosh, in both hips, need prayers. Chezzy has herniated discs in both hips. Please pray for her. Herbal tea then. Yeah, I know. Gotta do something, right? All right, so let me give you the Gracie update. I want to just be real frank and honest about the update. So, yeah, agitated mood. That's good. That's pretty much. So... Let's see, as I don't live, I'm sorry, where are you again? Oh, you're in, I don't know where, Ann. I can never remember. Hey, Daniel, I'll just say the UK. How's that? You have to have both hips replaced. Oh, no, Chezzy. Let's see, Gracie. She's in the other room. Good morning. Okay, so let me tell you. Around July 4th, good morning, Lee. My husband and I were just, it was almost like we couldn't take it anymore. What was happening is that she was going after her tail constantly. Hey, Tom. We couldn't get her to stop. We were beside ourselves. I had made a belly band for her. I had made a tail bag that attaches to it. We were constantly trying to keep her away from that by putting that on her. And we didn't know what to do. And she would go after it at the least little bit of anxiety. She would start spinning, biting it, and everything else. Well, one night she was outside and she decided that she was going to do that. And suddenly I remembered what I had learned as a little girl growing up in the South, that if dogs were fighting, throw water on them. So I turned the hose on her and she immediately, of course, stopped. And so my husband and I just kind of prayed that night, like, God, show us what to do. We can't take this because it's so unexpected, so out of the blue. You never know when it's going to happen. You can't take her anywhere, blah, blah, blah. The next day, after we had prayed, I got the idea, let's get little water, I don't know, water bottles that spray mists out of it and all that, and just spray it little spritz. Yeah. So what happened was, again, this was around July 4th area. We started, whenever she would growl at her tail or try to go after it, we'd spritz the water, mostly on the ground, not even at her, and she would just immediately stop. For about, oh my gosh, I don't know, several weeks, she was not going after her tail. We would even get to the point where we would just show her the bottle, pick it up, and she'd go, oh, okay, all right, I'm not going to do anything. So we were giving her hemp oil as well. And that seemed to really kind of, in some ways, subdue her a little bit. Hopefully, and maybe just log out and come back in. Maybe that's what it is on Facebook, causing you the sound. So we got to the point where we could put her in the car. Remember, we would take her in the car and she would spin around. She'd bite her tail. It was a bloody mess. It was awful. We can now take her places. We figured out, just put her in the back seat, give her a little like a bone to chew, and she's fine, like a toy bone. And doggy Prozac. No, Brandon, they won't give, like my vet won't give anxiety medication for dogs at all. They don't believe in that. They'll give you tranquilizers, sedatives, but they won't give you anxiety medication. I'm not giving her sedatives, by the way. So she's been able to go places. She's gotten to the point we have an easy walk, halter and leash on her, and she can walk really well on that. We took her to the beach yesterday. She's getting less and less. She used to bark at everybody and everything. She's basically kind of stopped doing that. We've taken her into Home Depot. She's 2. She just turned 2, Brandon. We've taken her into Home Depot. She did pretty well in there. Although, again, she's really frightened of men, and she starts barking with men mostly. But she's doing a lot better. Now, yesterday, I have to admit, she had a little relapse. I don't know why. She was doing really, really well. Came home, was taking a nap, and all of a sudden, yeah, she's young enough to break her the habits. That's what we're hoping for, Brandon, that eventually she never even looks at her tail. But, hey, Marlene. But for whatever reason, she was laying on the couch, taking a little nap, and all of a sudden just jumped up and turned around before I could do anything and nipped the very tip of her tail, and of course got it a little bloody, but no big deal. It wasn't too bad. Could have been a bad dream. And then after that, nightmare of the evil tail. She hates her tail, Jules. She absolutely hates her tail. She has a little white tip on that tail, and she's constantly like looking at it. I'm going to either paint it or something. But anyway, she has made tremendous improvements since the day we brought her home. When we took her to Home Depot, it's so funny because there are a couple of men around us, and we were talking to a woman who works in the store, and they were listening and all that. Her tail's getting better, Jules. But it's been so long that she's abused it. It's going to take a long time. It's scarred, but the pink on there is a light pink now rather than a bloody red. So it's gotten a lot better. But as I was saying, the people in Home Depot, they're like, yes. This one guy was standing, he goes, you know what? He goes, I rescue pit bulls because they are the most abused. And he said, I know mascara, Ann said, put on the tail. And so he said, just be patient with her. It's going to take a long time. He said it takes at least a clear month for them to be able to just kind of relax just a little bit. And that's really kind of what we saw, because we had her, the whole month of June, the dog was crazy in her head. I mean, she just was so anxious, didn't know what to do with herself, biting herself. I mean, it was horrific. She's gotten so much better. So continue, if you will, to pray for her, and that she will continue to just get better and better, and that she will one day soon forget the tail, that it even exists, and just go on with things. But she is so much better. Again, I posted, I don't know where I posted, I know on Instagram, her little video of going to the beach yesterday. She got to go without a cone and see what the water looked like without a cone on her head, because the last time she was at that beach, she had a cone on her head. Robin said, praying for Gracie. Thank you. Bless her, Lee said. This is a success story already. Jules, from where she was, I mean, it is night and day. I do expect her to have some relapses because of it. Yes, just keep reinforcing good behavior and distracting with the water spray. Yes, Jerry. And the water spray, I mean, seriously, I'm so glad that I remembered it. But I tell you, when we were that frustrated and I turned the water hose on her, she was about 24 hours from us just saying, we're done. It was that bad. How is she with your dogs? She's pretty good, Brandon. She clings to me like Velcro. I think I've said that before. She didn't go in the water, Lori. You can't right now take the dogs right down to the water because, this is the time of the year. People are there. And I didn't take her over to the dog part of the beach because I didn't want her to be with the other dogs. Ann said you've done wonders with her. Thanks, Ann. A lot of prayer, a lot of work. But answering Brandon's question, she sticks to like glue to me all the time. And she kind of wants the other dogs to stay away. She's very possessive of me. So I'm having to teach her, no, we're going to share. It's going to be, all of us. And I pick everybody up and I give them equal love. And that's the way it's going to be. The older dog, every now and then, is jealous of her. And, but it's very minor. Nothing happens other than maybe the older dog steals her toy. Be careful with open sores in the water, too. High bacteria count in some areas. It's true. True, Jerry. Dog here at Honeymoon Island died of saltwater poisoning, drank too much seawater. Yeah, I saw that, Marlene. That would never happen to my dogs. They would never be in the water that long. Attention issues. She is desperately insecure. Absolutely, Lee. Give it more time. They all will be cuddled up together. I think so, too. The veterinarian, when we took her in, and I think I've told you this before, basically the dogs that have tails that are bitten that badly, like what she's done, that means they've been pretty severely abused, typically. And he really feels that my dad is in town and Duke is getting his shots today. I'm so thankful because I have issues I can't. Yeah, I know, Chessie. But she, because she has been so abused, it's going to take some time for all of that to kind of go away from her and to feel secure. And he said she would probably never be as secure as she would have been had she not been abused. But he feels that, with time and effort, she's going to be a really good dog. And she is, when she's not worried about her tail and things of that nature, she is the sweetest dog. One of the things I have to share with you that she does every morning, she sleeps in bed with us, of course, on my side, and she gets up every morning, stands up on the bed, and puts her, like foster children, there you go, Barbara, puts her paws on either side on my shoulders, and basically gives me a little hug and a kiss each morning. So that's the cutest thing I've ever seen. Hey, Darlene. So she is a very sweet dog, and she's getting, I know, Chessie, it's so cute. I'm not even kidding you. And I don't know where she learned that. She just started doing it herself. Sweet Gracie comes a long way. So sweet, saying good morning. Yep. LOL, wake me up time. Yep, feed me. And she has to be fed whenever she first gets up. Our German Shepherd mix jumps under the covers every morning. Brandon said, my lab was burnt with cigarettes. Oh my God. A rescue took the ages with her, but okay now. Whew. I know. The other dog, the older dog that we have was once abused, and we've had her for 7 years. We don't know exactly what happened to her, but I know if you pick up a broom or shoes, she runs. Don't leave me. I know, Dixie. And it's kind of like her saying good morning. I mean, it is just adorable. And she's really sweet. And she, like I said, she has to almost be touching me at some point. When I sit on the couch, she's right up against me. Wherever I go, she's right up against me. I have her outside the door right now. And a lot of times she'll just lay outside the door waiting for me to come back. Oh, my God. All right. Please pray for my family. We are still grieving over not being able to keep Ginger. We had her for 6 weeks. Yeah, Robin didn't have good luck with her German Shepherd. She had to give the German Shepherd up. Maybe they tied her tail. Could have been Barbara. I have no idea. Robin's dog turned out to be, well, kind of vicious and not safe and very unfortunate, but, you know, our rescue is like my shadow always behind me. Yep, Joshua on the other hand, sleeves, Jesse said. Yeah, sometimes you get a dog and you just can't, it doesn't work out. And if it's dangerous to you and your children, you don't have any choice but to give it up. I mean, that's all there is to it. You know, with Gracie, she's not dangerous to other people as much as she is to herself, you know, with going with her tail. All right, so let's get to some of the breaking news and some of the crazy news. The most breaking news is, of course, what happened in Germany. A 30-year-old suspect, somewhere in the 30s. You missed my comment about Duke. No, I saw that, Chezzy. I saw that where you said Duke was getting his shots today. I did read that with your dad coming in. So Germany, basically, a man in his 30s got on the bus. I think we should have a doggy a day and change our profile pictures to pictures of dogs. I know. Good idea, Brandon. He stabbed about 14 people on the bus, supposedly that he... okay, I guess I missed it, Chezzy. He had a backpack. He put the backpack down, and he started going after people with a knife. And injured about 14 people. One has died. I have no idea what he is. And, of course, you know, we'll take forever to say that it wasn't a terrorist attack. Now, Jerry has pointed out it was a smoking backpack. I don't know how many people have a smoking backpack, so I don't know. Bomb unit called in. Well, I'm sure it's nothing, Jerry. Just absolutely nothing. It'll be okay. It's just a typical day, you know. It wasn't a gun, so why are we even talking about it, right? I mean, it's crazy. Again, you know, Europe talks about us with our guns, the UK, but it's kind of like, oh, well, you know, we don't have problems. Yeah, you do. They're called knives. They're called automobiles. People will do what they're going to do and break the law. Nothing's going to stop them. Was it an assault knife? Yes, Ellen. I don't know if he had multiple ones, but the one he had seemed to be very rapid firing and probably an automatic, I would guess. So, anyway, I'm not making light of the situation. Usually when I get ticked off, that's kind of how I address things. He had a gun too, plus knife and backpack smoking. Oh, wow, Jerry, he had a gun. In Europe, you must be wrong about that. They don't have guns like that in Germany. They don't have problems like that. Was it a long gun? Or, I mean, a knife? Yeah, semi-automatic knife with bump stock. That was probably it, Brandon. Yes, because they don't have issues in the UK, you know, or in Europe, you know, just outside the United States. What can we say? They don't have issues with guns. It's only here. There's always attacks over there. I'm glad I have a gun, Robin said. I mean, it's just crazy if you believe otherwise. But anyway, so I'm sure that this will probably just fade away. Don't dare say the T or M word. Yeah, exactly. Noel said, witness told reportedly of Iranian descent, not confirmed yet. Extreme vetting is needed ASAP. Well, the left will put an end to that, Chrome Man. Sharpened butter knife with extended handle. There you go, Brandon. I've not seen the news today. I'm just learning this via you. Yeah, it happened just oh, I don't know, maybe within the half hour and maybe a little bit longer. So, yeah. Typical day on the bus. Asher, good morning. Good to see you. Um, so, again, that'll probably just, go away. We won't hear about it in a day or so. And, hey, Danielle. All right, in other news, there was a post by WikiLeaks on Twitter this morning saying that Julian Assange is being handed over to the UK, they fear, in the next couple of days or weeks. There are a lot of guns here. Criminals have them. Yeah, I know, Ann. And that's the problem. And when the criminals have guns, you better have guns too. Because, playing rock, scissors, paper, gun beats knife. Just saying. Morning, my Sue. A shout out to Lady Gracie. You guys spoke about Whoopi. As yet, I sense a backlash coming. Hey, Gary. Good morning. Josette, don't count on it. It's the left. What happened to his asylum deal? Well, I don't know. I don't know. It's amazing. When's the last time we heard from Julian Assange? For me, it's been a while. So I don't know where he's at, what they're going to do with him, what the UK will do with him if they get him. I don't know. And people feel, differently about what should happen to him. I don't know what your feelings are. But we'll find out, I guess, or we won't. I open carry my gun, nice little 38 Smith & Wesson, Asher said. If they get Assange, will Snowden be next? Probably. What's really going on with Mueller, Podesta, Assange, Tommy, Snowden, Putin, Clintons? Who asked that? Let's see. That was Darlene. Well, Darlene, it's called silencing you. Silencing the conservatives. Silencing the truth. Whatever you want to put on it. Hey, Tiffany. That's what it is. It's called silencing. It's also called, let's see, short of a pardon, what we can do. Hey, Jules, coming back. What he did wrong. Yeah, well... I don't know, exposed the truth in a lot of ways, Carmen. But he was up for allegedly raping someone. I thought those charges were dropped, but, we still go on. But anyway, Tony Podesta has been given immunity, they think. That's what's being reported. Been given immunity by Mueller. Oh, surprise, surprise. Hey, Teresa, to go after Paul Manafort. Now, pretty much... if everything is true, Tony Podesta worked with Manafort and did the exact same thing that he did, which was working with him to lobby on behalf of Ukrainians in the United States. And neither one of them supposedly registered under that, Foreign Agent Registration Act that they were supposed to register under. Same thing that happened to Lavoy Finicum and the Bundys. Yep, Ben. The witch hunt continues. It continues. And see, that's not right, is it, Susan? No, it's not right, Danielle. And so what you're doing is, to Mueller, okay, if I were Mueller and if I were involved, let's, here, hypothetical, okay? Let's not even say Mueller, let's say a man, okay? So if I were a man involved in Uranium One, and my friends were the Clintons, and I have been longtime friends with them and the Obamas, and I wanted to kind of like go after everybody that was not Clinton friends. Oh, no problem, Bob. What would I do? Well, short of not having a power to pardon, right? I would go and protect my Clinton friends. And so therefore, Tony Podesta, who is also with his brother is John Podesta, campaign manager for the Clintons. I know it's a coincidence, but anyway, I would just go and say, you know what? I'll give you immunity. I'll give you immunity. So probably, if anything, his charges or anything that would come against Tony will be either lessened severely or just gotten rid of altogether. Yeah, because I wouldn't want to be suicided. That's right, Marlene. But of course, we know that never happens. So what we'll do is we'll just give you immunity for doing the exact same thing, most likely, that Manafort did, because the man, okay, In this instance, it's a hypothetical. The man is somebody who always goes looking for a crime, doesn't have any proof or anything else, but he goes looking for a crime, and he's done that kind of his whole career. And if he were a real person, right? I'm just talking about the man. And so that's what's going to take place. And so we're going to have one less person of the friends of the Clintons who are going to be in trouble. You can't clear the cobwebs and leave the spider. Well, you know, Ben, there you go. And so we're just going to have another case of injustice that we always see almost on a daily basis these days. I mean, it's like saying somebody that is involved in a murder. You know, you got two people, both have guns, and they both shoot the victim, and they don't know which bullet got there first, let's say. And you go, well, I'll give you immunity if you will testify against the other person. You're both guilty of the same thing, and so one's going to get off, or a lot less severity of what's coming to them in punishment, and the other person will go to jail. Can't believe the injustice of everything going on. Asher, 2 Timothy. Got to read it. You know, until I saw a reminder the person to be in the New York seat would have been Kennedy. Until a reminder the person to be in the New York seat. Plane crash was odd. I don't know what you mean, Barbara. Like Garth Brooks said, I've got friends in low places. Lisa Page testimony is very important. Is it, Ben? Didn't Lisa Page supposedly say that China was hacking? Haven't really heard a thing about it. Sending prayers to Manafort so that he doesn't flip. Flip for what, Bob? You don't have anything to flip. There's no anything with President Trump. You got to get that out of your head. Before Hillary went to Congress. Oh, I see. You're saying that Kennedy would have been elected instead of her. Makes me mad they will face justice someday. Yes, Robin, they certainly will. They will. And that may be the only time that they actually get justice. I know people keep saying, just wait, just wait. Yeah, her seat was going to go to John Kennedy Jr. Yeah. But, unfortunately, he was in a little plane crash that he was flying the plane and probably wasn't too skilled to do, but we'll never know. Hey, Cully. Everything is Obama's fault. Why don't people understand? Well, Bob, I know you're being, I don't know. But anyway, most things pretty much occurred under Obama. It did happen. But back then, we did not see the trail. That's right, Barbara. And we've excused Obama for everything. We've excused Obama for not going after anything with Russian meddling. So there you go. It's either true, China implicating cover-up, or she lied under oath. Ben, I don't know that was she under oath? I know she testified in private. Was she definitely under oath when she testified? I know she'd been subpoenaed, so I'm assuming, and maybe I shouldn't, that she was under oath as part of that subpoena. Tony Podesta, same dealings as Manafort with Ukraine, but he fixed fair finance disclosed recently. Yeah. Yeah, probably Manafort did that too, right? They all lie under oath, yeah. But why wouldn't you? You know, it's kind of like if President Trump comes out and said, yeah, Russia was meddling, but there were others too. See, people can't handle that on the left. It's like, no, you need to condemn Russia and not condemn anybody else. It was like with the Charlottesville thing, you know, and it's ridiculous. It's asinine, but that's the way the liberal left is. Basically, he comes out and said, yeah, they meddled, but so did these other people. Does under oath mean anything to most people today? No, not especially, Teresa, when you don't believe in God, because when you take the, when you take the oath like that, you're swearing to God that you're not going to lie. Everybody spies, Marlene said. And they do, and Russia has spied probably since the beginning of our elections process, years and years and years and years and years ago. Hundreds of years ago. But anyway, I mean, does it really matter? When we're talking truth, they're not. When we quit meddling, we can throw stones. Exactly, Ben. Now, Mueller listed Bernie Sanders' campaign guy on his list. You see that now? U.S. included. Yep. Not only that, but I mean, again, we We tried to interfere with Israel's election under Obama. Obama did, to try not to get Benjamin Netanyahu reelected. Hey, Robert, thanks for the flowers. And yesterday, yes, the left's heads exploded again when President Trump said, well, let's invite Putin to the White House or somewhere. Let's at least invite him to the United States this fall. And it's a spontaneous combustion. Tony Podesta could be cooperating. Maybe they are going to hit the Podestas with human trafficking charges. And so this whole narrative, he'll be testifying against Manafort, is part of a I can't get the rest of it. You know, I don't know, Tiffany. You could very well be, but I just don't. I don't see it happening. I don't see the left getting dinged for anything. I see us on the right going to jail, getting everything destroyed in our lives, whatever, with Mueller and everybody else. But I see justice being not blind anymore. I mean, really, not blind. If justice were blind, then all of this stuff would be coming to fruition, and we would know what was going on. President Trump loved to trigger the left and rhinos. Yes, he does, and it's so great. I hope he keeps doing it. Yes, let's invite Putin, Rouhani, and Netanyahu. Well, I mean, I think that the Obama administration did everything they could but invite Iran and the leaders over to the United States. But that's okay, because we sent them money and went over there, so it's all right. We are not as Russia, but we need to find middle ground and try not and blow the place up. Well, we did the whole meeting with Russia. We did nothing. We gave them nothing. We're talking to them, and as I said yesterday, part of what we're talking to them about is Iran and Syria, helping Israel, and seeing if there's anything that we can do to work together. I hope he keeps doing it too. Sick of all of them. I know, Robin. It's just I've never seen the type of BS I've seen now. Not ordinary money, cash, untraceable. That's right, Ben. Illegals in San Francisco voting. Yeah, they're voting on the Board of Education. Not voting in federal elections, but they're going to be given a voice in the school district, because let's face it, that's who's in public schools these days for the most part. Did you see Kimberly is leaving Fox? No, Lori, that's interesting. Yeah, Robert, so if you thought the public education was bad now, Obama snubbed Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu when he came here. How embarrassing. No, you think it's a snub not to meet him at the airport and to leave him there and not... Was that a snub? Oh, I don't think it was, because Obama wouldn't see that as a snub. I mean, he's just going to wait for Netanyahu to come in the back door of the White House, I believe. That's perfectly okay. Thousands of years old, how to act, yeah. I hope everyone is praying for the elections coming in November. Every day, every minute, Asher. Everybody, if you could, would you retweet this, please? We're at the halfway point. Zippity doo dah, how are you? Yeah, I just think there's so much unfairness going on that we can't catch up on the right. And the left, they have every excuse why we should excuse Obama, why we shouldn't even talk about Obama, why we shouldn't talk about Uranium One, why it was okay for Obama to have found out in the summer that the Russians were meddling and trying to meddle in our upcoming elections. And it's like, I'll just pass that off to the next administration. We don't have time for that. I gotta go play basketball, sneak a cigarette when Michelle's not looking. So I don't have time. And the left thinks it's absolutely okay that Obama just ignores his cybersecurity chief and says, not doing it. Yeah, he's scandalous. I know, Ben. The guy could do no wrong. Because the people on the left, they want it so bad. They don't care if laws were broken. They don't care how unprofessional it was. They don't care how asinine it was. They don't care. And we never move our line. And let me just, while I'm talking about this, where is Jeff Sessions? Has anybody seen Jeff Sessions? he thought Clinton was going to win. Yeah, for sure. Good question. Yeah, I mean, seriously, if I could see, I could find Waldo better than I could find Jeff Sessions. I haven't seen Jeff Sessions in I don't know how long. Mueller's list of evidence in the Manafort trial includes Bernie's chief strategist, Tad Devine, yeah, sleeping on the porch with a mint julep. Could be, Barbara. I mean, geez. Nope, no Sessions. Not a peep. And he was going to, like, every possible convention there was. And now, all of a sudden, we see nothing. Not since his presser in San Diego. Yeah. Jeff recusal Sessions. Brandon said, Sessions is mining for gold in Hawaii. Could be, Robert. Sessions is a nothing burger attorney general. Yep, he's turned out to be that. What in the world is going on with Jeff Sessions? Yep, I don't know, Asher. I have no idea. I have no idea. All I know is that Rod Rosenstein is running the DOJ. Sessions is doing something, but who knows what. Yeah, well, I'm sure he's doing something. I don't know. Jeff Sessions, I haven't heard anything from him for quite a while. He needs to go, Robin said. I believe that Deep State has junk on him. I don't know, Asher. Where's the beef, Sessions? I'm telling you, Waldo would be easier to find. He's recused himself of all duties, NCAA said. Jeff is too busy obsessing over MS-13. Great day, everyone. Thank you, Kim. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, you would expect him to be in front of the cameras, and every time we have something coming from the DOJ, it's Rosenstein. Every time. We might as well get rid of Sessions and let Rosenstein run it because he has run this DOJ since the first day. So, Jeff, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to go. Robert said, agrees, Susan. It's pathetic. Eric Holder, of course, was bad. I didn't want to see him. I didn't want to see Loretta Lynch. But my God, I want to see him doing something. No Rat Rosenstein. No. Jerry, he's already running the DOJ. He shouldn't be, every day on Sundays. He should be on stage every day, even on Sundays, Robert said. Yeah, parlor games, yeah. I don't know. And speaking of people who don't do anything. Let's see, we have the most crooked government. I thought when Obama left, things would be much better. It's not happening, and it's not Trump's fault. Exactly, Robin. It's leftover corruption from 8 years of hiding the deep state's actions. And there were deep state before then, but my gosh, Obama had the United States at that close to being lost, and it was going to be turned over to Hillary, so it would be lost. Well, as long as money's involved. But he decides to mine for gold in Hawaii with a fork, Robert said. Probably. Pelosi had another brain fog. She forgot the new Democrat campaign slogan. Yeah, for the people. Woo! For the people what? For the people, we're going to stick it to you? I mean, that's kind of what they're doing. Hey, Beck, how are you? And speaking of people who are disgusting, sorry. In all honesty, do you think it will ever change? Lee said, not until God comes back. What people? I know. Well, her people. Even the DACA people are her people, she thought, until they told her, nope, sorry. Sorry, Nance, we're not your people. Very forward thinking, yeah. Americans or illegals. Democrats are not for the people. Yeah. No, Democrats are just for illegals because they want to make a new base. Because the base they have doesn't like them. And the socialists, please do not allow people, and please do not repeat, don't ever say Democrat socialist. Call it like it is. Socialists. They're socialists. There's no such thing as a Democrat socialist. They're socialists. Ocasio-Cortez, she's not making points because she's going to be showing up with Bernie Sanders. Wouldn't surprise me if those two team up down the road for the presidency. Until the judicial system is cleaned up in D.C., we're not going to see much. Took years to corrupt. Yeah, it took decades, Noel. Red pill, red wave. Yeah, Brandon said they are traitors, socialists, almost pure Marxists. Yeah. And she is just the worst representative they could ever have, which is great. How about ABC firing Roseanne but not Whoopi? Yeah, Lori. Whoopi Goldberg needs to be fired. Her little butt needs to just be turned around and gone out the door this morning for saying F you to a guest, telling her to get the F out of the building. How unprofessional are you, Whoopi Goldberg? Don't answer that. You'll incriminate yourself. Do you know what she was doing? Oh, Tim Allen's getting a show back on Fox. She was trying to increase the poor, sinking, slumping, disastrous ratings. Yeah, Cortez is an idiot, Beck. A total idiot. Trying to bolster the ratings because they're so low on The View. Going after Judge Jeanine. I'm sure of it. She had Trump derangement syndrome meltdown, Jerry said. Did you see the burning of our flag? Yeah. I was going to talk about that in a minute. Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg last night had Judge Jeanine on to talk about her book. But, of course, Whoopi didn't talk about her book. She got on to Donald Trump and started degrading Donald Trump, disparaging him. And then when Jeanine was, as we would expect her to do, defending Donald Trump and calling Whoopi out and the left, she told her to F you and get the F out of the building. And just was a total, you know what. So that's Whoopi. Why does Whoopi even have a platform to speak? Brandon, we know the answer to that. Never liked Whoopi. She was so disgusting and disrespectful. Yeah, because that's pretty much how she knows how to be. At one point when she was just a comedian, she was funny. That was a long time ago. Disgusting, Robin said. Yep, absolutely. The other thing that what happened was in front of Maxine Waters' office yesterday, there were some counter protesters that showed up because the Oath Keepers said they were going to show up there. And when the Oath Keepers didn't show up, well, the supporters of Maxine Waters, good morning, Cheryl, who were chanting Black Power, supposedly stole a flag off the back of a vehicle and set it on fire. Makes so much sense. Reclaiming their time and obviously reclaiming a flag that never belonged to them, so you can't really reclaim it, but I guess that's what they did, and they just set it on fire. And the Oath Keepers didn't show up. I can't wait to see if Juan Williams defends Whoopi. Juan Williams would defend anybody on the left. I can't stand any of those women on The View. Me either, Asher. Maxine must be laying low since her outburst. Maxine is still trying to convince people that people are going to come after her now. They were chanting America was never great. Yeah. That's because they're Maxine Waters supporters. And she probably doesn't feel America was ever great. Seriously, get pepper spray or something. The left is getting worse by the day. Yes. Brandon said, then move. Yeah, exactly. There's the door. I mean, you know where the illegals are coming in. You just go out the same way they're coming in. Bye-bye. Can't stand Whoopi. Nope, Cheryl, me either. And speaking of the border. Good morning, Junior. Speaking of the border. Those people coming here illegally and those people seeking asylum, people who are being deported because, you know, for whatever reason, they're deciding, hey, I just want to leave my kids here. Parents, once again, the parents here illegally are once again making the decision to separate themselves from their children. And the DHS is saying, no, you have to take your children with you. But they want to leave their children here so they can maybe perhaps one day have a chance of coming back here. So, in other words, they're using their children, as they have always done, to get into the United States, to try to get a job in the United States, and try to stay here in the United States. Their ticket back. That's right, Brandon. So grateful God is in control. We may not understand why these people aren't punished now, but God has a plan. He will have the final say in reference to people like Whoopi Goldberg. Hey, Wendell, good to see you. Anchors, yes, that's what they want. And they're doing everything that they can to keep their children here. Now, you know somewhere along the line, the ACLU is going to come out and say, oh, these children should be able to stay. Going to look at Tractors with Hubby. Okay, Beck, have fun. So, you know that's coming. Didn't the California tell Trump that illegals couldn't be deported? Who knows? Yes, they really love their kids so much they use them for their benefit and the money. That's right, Jerry. And we're supposed to believe, oh my gosh, these poor kids are separated from their parents, and their parents are just so longing for them. Yeah, whatever. Uh, I know, Kim, exactly. I told you I was in a snarky mood today, so it's Friday. Something else happened. It was really, really tragic. There, the Parkland shooting, there were two kids that survived the Parkland shooting, and thank God that they did. Well, their father was killed yesterday. I think he owned a convenience store, and somebody came in and shot and killed him. So the children were saved, and then they lost their dad. Just don't understand what people are thinking. They're not thinking, Chezzy, oh no, yep, glad I've got no tail, think I'm going to be biting it too. I know. Now, I mean, seriously, now you know why she does it, right, Lee? Doing my best to follow people here. Good. Oh no, yeah, I know. How tragic. That is so awful. Yeah, 60, I believe he was 61 years old. And so now the children are without a dad. When it rains, it pours, NCAA said. Yeah, it's very, very sad. Grab them. Yeah. See you later, baby. Yeah, very sad. The father of all those kids. No, the father of two kids, Cheryl. Where's the mother? I don't know. Susan, California school district allowing illegals to vote on school issues. They get a voter card. No, Jerry, they can only... See, when you get a driver's license in California, you're automatically registered to vote. Now, the registrar of voters says, don't worry about that. We're not going to let people who can't vote, who are here illegally and don't have a right to vote, we're not going to let them vote. Don't worry about that. So this school board, they're getting signed up to be able to vote in the school board election. Shooter killed here yesterday by shop owner, locked my husband's office down. Wow, Marlene. Yeah, sure they won't. I know, Alan. Don't worry about it. The Registrar of Voters has it all under control. Lady that protests kids in cages left her kid in a hot car. But that's okay, street player. There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay. I know I shouldn't ask this, but I wonder if he was one of the people that was speaking out about banning guns. I feel for those kids. I don't know, Asher. I don't know. I don't remember hearing about him at all. So I don't know. Nothing to see here. Just move along. Just people abusing their children, leaving them in a hot car. Don't worry about it. They've got rallies to attend to try to go against things that don't even exist. What's going on in Germantown, wherever that is? I think at Germany, Cheryl. That was I think that's what you're talking about. There was a knifing in Germany on a bus, injuring 14 people, killing one so far that we know of. And we talked about that in the very beginning. So anybody that missed the very beginning, you may want to go back. It's an upside down world. Yep. I don't know, Cheryl. I'm not sure. I know that a rapper has bought a website and is trying to get Rahm Emanuel to step down. Don't know if that's going to happen, but the rapper is sick and tired of him. Rapper Chance. I'm not familiar with, not familiar with the rappers. Sorry, I don't really listen to rap. But yes, Rapper Chance is like, okay, it's time for you to go, Rahm. No ID for voting. Vote as many times as you like. Well, yeah, Lynn, we don't have to show ID here. We just go in and say, hi, I'm Cheryl Smith, and they're like, okay, here you go. It's like the Bible verse that speaks of wrong being called right. It is, Brandon. Yeah, but in California, you don't need to show ID. Manuel is a Barry a bummer flunky who's destroying Chicago. Yes, Jerry, I swear you had some rap music in the background. Yeah, I do. I didn't want to tell you that. That just blows my mind. I know. Yep. Let's see. That's crazy. I know. Why are they protesting a lawful police shooting? Because they don't like the police? I think I know what you're talking about now. There was a guy who basically, and I saw the video. He happens. I think it's the one you're talking about. He was a black man who, on the video, he had a gun in his waistband. Do I have to register again if I moved? If I move, I believe you do. In California, you do, or you'll have to go to the other voting place, where the old voting place, and of course that won't be good. So yeah, go re-register. I think at least change your address somehow with the Register of Voters. Uh, and so he had a gun around his waistband, and when the police stopped him, told him to put down, to surrender, whatever. He reached for the gun, and the police shot him. But that doesn't matter, because now they're saying, well, you should have tased him, you should have shot him in the knee, you should have whatever. The guy with the gun belt and then ran and tried to reach gun. His low pants made it stick, I think. Yeah. I think so too, Barbara. Yeah, but Lynn, I think in California, with that, if you have the old address on there, they're going to expect you to go to the old address and vote. And I wouldn't take a risk on that, because, if you go there and the Registrar of Voters has some other address for you, you're going to have some problems. I would just go and change my address. Oh my, he was an outstanding citizen, Barbara said. Well, and it's funny, because see, in the beginning, wow. I just see breaking news that came out. Let me just to go back on this. Missouri, what happened? A duck boat sank from high winds. They said from what I'm hearing, the boat shouldn't even been on the water. It was so bad. At the time, I heard this morning that it killed 13, 4 are missing, 7 people, 4 adults and 3 kids were hospitalized, 2 adults in critical condition. I just saw breaking news that they found 4 more people dead, which brings that to 17. No matter what race, you pull a gun, she will shoot you. Yes. But here's the thing. At the beginning, they thought the cops had shot the guy and he was unarmed. Just got new registration form at the library and asked for previous address. Yeah, Noel. Oh dear, he had a child too. Well, if he shot the police, they did too. Yes, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Why was the duck vehicle even out there? Money, I would say, Jerry. But, so anyway, back to the shooting. People always, again, Monday morning quarterback. If somebody pulls a gun on you, and let's say you happen to have a gun and a taser and a knife, what are you going to do? Are you going to reach for the knife? Are you going to reach for the taser, or are you going to reach for a gun? What are you going to do? My thoughts are, unless you've been raised as a brainwashed liberal, you are going to reach for the gun. Now, why is it that police officers shoot? When I was in the academy, we didn't say shoot to kill. We called it shoot to stop. Why do they do that? Well, if you, let's say, reach for the sky. Eliminate them so you can go back to your family at the end of your shift. Well, that's true, Brenda. Now, if I were to shoot somebody in the knee who's reaching for a gun, what does that mean? Does it mean that they can't hurt me at that point? Yeah, you shoot to stop the threat. If you shoot somebody in the knee, there's a very good chance they're going to be angry, and they just might shoot you back. So, if somebody's coming after you with a gun that, I know, newsflash, can kill you if fired your way, you're going to try to stop that person before they can do that. And what do? You shoot till you hear click, Cheryl said. You aim for the chest area. It's the biggest area of a person. That's what you do. And there's a good way to avoid having that happen. Don't when you're asked to do something, comply. Don't have a concealed weapon if you're not supposed to have one. What does it say? At my training, we were taught don't pull a gun unless you shoot to kill. Yeah, there you go. He was a barber with a low-slung gun belt. Police asked him because they saw a lump and looked thuggish. It's very hard to shoot someone. I missed that, Junior. It went away. I love close. You live close. The storm was really bad. The neighbor across the street, trees fell, and my blinds on my deck are totally shredded. The storm came up suddenly. Wow. Asher, that's horrible. Maybe they didn't know that storm was going to come in that quickly. So, good morning. How are you, Kim? You had a permit, so all he had to do was talk to them. Yes. Hey, Faye. And again, if you have a permit, concealed carry, whatever, and the police say, what do you have, under your shirt? Officer, what I have under my shirt is a firearm, and I have a concealed carry permit, and keep your hands in the air. When I was I think I've told you this, when I was in the police academy, you were allowed to carry your gun, but you couldn't carry, and this was in California at the time, you couldn't have a loaded weapon. So what I did was I had my gun sitting on the seat with the magazine out on the seat. One night on the way home, and I was still in the academy, I got pulled over for, I think it was running a red light or something, or going too fast. I don't know. Anyway, the police officer turned on the lights, and again, it was nighttime. He didn't know me. I didn't know him. I immediately put my hands out the window, and when the police, I could see that, something was moving behind me, I said very loudly, I'm in the police academy. I have a gun on my seat, and it's unloaded. And guess what? I'm still here. They didn't shoot me. Gotta run, Susan. Have a blessed weekend. You too, Junior. Thank you. And I know people would argue, well, that's because you're white. No, it's because I didn't do anything that made them think that I was going to hurt them. I don't think they cared what color I was. You could still shoot somebody no matter what color you are, what race you are. Absolutely, Junior. Hashtag MAGA. So that's what you need to do, white privilege. I know, Cully. Put your hands out the window. Have you had a chance to watch Kevin Costner in Yellowstone? No. I don't like Kevin Costner. Hey, James. At night you can't see color. I know, Lee. I'm terrified of getting pulled over when I have my pistol. Well, again, Teresa, if you do, put your hands out the window so they can clearly see where your hands are. Your actions will affect your consequences. Yes, Noelle, absolutely. Someone is calling me, and hopefully I didn't lose you guys. Okay. I think it froze for a second. Still waiting on my white privilege. I know. I would love to have that. But you just have to realize that they want to go home too. They want to be safe. And one of the most dangerous things that you can do is a traffic stop and going out on a domestic violence call. Have a great weekend too, Lee. Stay safe. Lee, if you didn't hear the beginning, I think you were here when I did the Gracie update. I'm pretty sure you were here. So, you have to kind of put yourself in their position. And again, if you can do it in your state and you really think all cops are bad and that what they do is ridiculous, go out and ask them, can I do a ride along with you? Don't go on a slow day. Go at night, which is a normal thing for them. And see what it's like. Okay, Lee, thanks. See what it's like. And see if you can sit there and figure out what you should do every second of every day and make the right split-second decision sometimes when you have to. So it's like until you've walked a day in their shoes, don't complain. I only carry it in public when I go to certain areas. It is scary, Lynn. And tell them we have a concealed carry license. Exactly, Rob. And they trained us to do exactly that if we're ever pulled over. Exactly. Actually had a client ask me about my privilege. Oh, my God, Kim. Oh, my God. Unbelievable. Yeah, Cully did ride-alongs. What did you think, Cully? I mean, it's not as easy as you think. When people don't like you, they're pretty much in your face. And then you're expected to kind of like stand there and take it. And put yourself in my position. My height. And then what are you going to do if somebody's 6 feet tall and, 300 pounds coming after you? Just respect the authority and not have a problem. Never argue, sort it out at the station. Or sort it out in court, Barbara. But stay alive so you can sort it out in court. And that's what you need to do. People just want to fight these days, and they want to rebel. Everything's about rebelling, and no, just obey the law. Am I short? Well, I don't know, Lynn. It all depends on whether or not you think that like 5'4" is short. All right, everybody. Truly is unbelievable. I am human. Don't put me in a box. I never check a box. Just human. I know, Kim. I know. Nobody believes it. Watch Live PD. They will show you what the police go through. Exactly, Faye. Several of my family members are Leos. I do not see how they do it. And it's even worse now, Asher, than it's ever been. I wouldn't be. There you go, Danny. See, I'm really tall. There are a lot of young cops with attitudes in Tennessee. There are a lot of people, young people with attitudes in Tennessee and elsewhere, Teresa. I mean, seriously. So, I mean, you have to just, again, and if a cop like that has an attitude, yeah, fun, young at the time, would not do it today, Coley. I know, you'd be crazy to do it today. What to do with a tyrannical government? Did you guys get the census? It is long. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. All right, everybody, God bless you. Have a great weekend. We will see you on Monday. Take care. I can never get out. Periscope never wants me to go. Thanks, everybody on Facebook Live, and thank you, everybody on YouTube. We'll see you on Monday. God bless. Stay safe.